Hello, it's episode 17. Let's go. Ooh. Diplomatic success. Look at that, I'm actually getting the full imports from Norway. No one's stopping me. Enemy contact! Where the hell did that carrier come from? Well, he ain't going anywhere now. He used all his movement to get there. Okay, not bad. No partisan activity in China, as I have blocked it. We got the rockets. Another carrier. I don't remember the Japanese having so many carriers. I thought the carriers was mostly an American thing. What is the upgrade that you're missing? Ah, long-range aircraft level 2. Now that's going to actually make some difference. Ah! God, these light tanks suck. Shattered. Nice. One damage. Forget it. We've got to ask ourselves a question. How much damage, realistically, can China keep taking? And the answer is going to be not much more. Okay, finally level 2 for you. Oh. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, right. This is healed up with still has 2 pips. So we can get that all the way up. These 2 are just going to have to sit there. Okay, that needs to be upgraded. Upgrade first. This is reloading, so this is the time to upgrade and heal. Upgrade first because upgrades cannot be done touching enemies. I mean, neither can overstrength pips, but... One, two, three, four, 5. Probably wanted to detach this and attach it to this one. Three for 1, pretty good. Plenty of space to get out, if I can make a space. Can I kill his ass? Oh, that sucked. Oh, but that was a hit. Oh. Man, he's doing really well. Oof. Mm. Nope. I knew it. None of them can get in there. Except, ironically, my HQ, which would be... That would be wild. Put my HQ in there. Just to block the Chinese. Entrenchment 4. I probably should have just blasted him with artillery fire, but never mind. Okay. This is reloading, and I've got healing and upgrading to do here. I made a hole, but I can't exploit it. Need the mobility upgrade. %69% on Spain, 55 on Norway. It's really annoying. With the mobility upgrade, I would be able to get in. But I just... The only other choice is for me to move my HQ in. Which could lead to huge damage on my HQ. If I had mobility, I would just waddle in. Or a tank. Speaking of tanks. Few MPP spare to dedicate to the task. Nice. This unit has held out because it's behind a river and it's fully entrenched. And it's an army, so it's like the biggest size of unit. But these units are sufficiently upgraded that I may be able to circle around behind and actually shut them down now. Either way, these guys are taking intolerable damage. I am burning a lot of MPP right now. Upgrading. Just goes to show how you get bogged down in tit for tat, throwing MPP at the enemy and them throwing MPP at you. But they're in big trouble, for sure. And the fact that I just bombed this is going to greatly reduce supply in the area. This tank would probably be my answer. Okay. I think it's time for that carrier to exit the building. He's here. I could just scout the area. Interceptors! Oh, that's so funny. He reacted to it, but I was actually scouting here. But he reacted to it anyway. That's funny. So he just lost a load of ships off of his deck. A load of planes, sorry. I don't know where the British Navy is. Interceptors! 3, 4, ow! That was a crit. Oh, but the carrier is sunk. Shut your filthy Plymouth. Oh, I couldn't, as a British person, I couldn't bear to pronounce it mouth for the joke. You get 3, I get 2, that's alright. 1, another 1. Interceptors! 1, 3, out. 1, 2, 1. Okay. I took a slight loss there, but it's alright. He can't reach. I think the... Can I not repair any of these? Let's send the Italian. 2, 1. That's a good trade. He must be close to them. Shattered. Submarines are so good. Okay. Right. We're preparing the ground for Sea Lion here. Maybe I'll redeploy those paratroopers, or maybe get my hands on some heavy tanks. But either way, the UK is losing aircraft and ships left, right, and center here, which they never did in the war. Slowly but surely my front line is moving into position. Entrenchment 3. Okay, let's break that entrenchment. Where can you go? Okay. I was gonna say, who can get the commander? Looks like everyone can get the commander. Goodbye, commander. You can see how powerful tanks are. Like, how much of a difference they make. How easy it is for them to just waddle up to smaller infantry units and just make them disappear. Kill. 1 for 1, it's alright. Italian unit. So the Italians have got 2 infantry. 1, 2, 3 infantry and a tank. And then the 4th one's down here. So if I just take these Italian units. No, they got, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as much as this can support, since they don't have command and control. So if I take these Italian units and just line them up down here for future operations in Greece. I don't imagine them being anything but a burden in Russia. Brutal things to say, but it's true. I don't imagine a world in which they're useful. To anybody. So, they'd be useful in Greece. Keeping the partisans dead. They might be useful in Yugoslavia for the same reason. Since we got partisan activity here, here, and here. There's another Italian unit here. This big area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we can just start moving these up. Okay. How many though? Do these count? They shouldn't. Let's just move them away. Let's just pretend that they do. Okay. So this is the area. Let us count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Does that count? 17 if that counts. 18, 19 if that counts. Let's just put those out of the way so that it's definitely not in the area. Okay, so let's just count them again. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 if that counts, 17, 18, I think we're right on the line. I'll just move this one back for safety, whatever. Do not want the Soviets to mobilize at all. All right, let's buy stuff. Before we buy stuff, did I forget to heal anything? This guy sucks. Healing him will actually reduce... This is a funny thing. Healing him will actually reduce his experience. So it's almost a mistake. Well, I got plenty of subs and I haven't lost any. So... go with another fighter. Carry on amassing artillery. There's plenty more tanks to get as well. Tanks are going to be the workhorse of invading the Russians next year. As we learned in my previous campaign, artillery and tanks are the best things in the game, full stop. Everything is supplementary to those two. Then you have the max-sized infantry is like the next best thing. And very high-level planes get very powerful. But not this early in the war. Okay, interestingly, I sunk that carrier and then I was not punished. At all. So, yeah. That's a full port. I sunk that carrier and I was not punished, which is frankly bizarre. I thought, after sinking that carrier, I thought the British Navy, which usually lurks around here somewhere, would just dive on my fleet and start sinking stuff left, right, and center. But they didn't. So I just basically got it almost for free. One thing about the Italian Navy, it may be useless, but losing it hurts their national morale a lot. With infantry nearly maxed out, I wonder if going Navy with them is actually a good idea. Either way, command and logistics is needed. Building up the Italian economy. It's really hard to know what to do with Italy because they just don't have the resources. To make things happen. You know, repairing and modernizing this navy would actually make it a good navy, potentially. It's a more balanced navy than the Kriegsmarine, and once Spain joins and this gets cut off, the Allies are screwed in that theater. And they will join. I am so close to the tipping point. I think the tipping point is 80%. Once a nation hits 80%, they mobilize for war. It's like you can get Mongolia to join Russia, not that it really does much, by just winning a diplomatic role once. Interestingly, Vichy France is 52%. I wonder if you can you can push them into the war diplomatically. I know that the British, it is possible in this game to push Vichy France into the war on the Axis side by I think there's certain things you can do where you attack. No one ever does it, but you can attack Vichy French holdings in various parts of the world, and it sets them off. It would be very interesting to know if I could push them into the war. That would be pretty entertaining. Okay, I'm not allowed to change its mode right now. These guys have just moved into port for repair. I should push subs super hard as well. I mean, you just want it. Eventually, you want everything, of course. Okay. Right, I think that's it for now. I don't think that there's anything else I want to do or need to do. Holding on to these territories for as long as I can. Morale 1%. Morale 2%. 1%. Morale 46%. Okay. What a joke. Okay, yeah, I think that's everything. Maybe with my extreme wealth, I might consider repairing the Kriegsmarine here. We'll see. There's loads of upgrades I need to do as well. The only thing is, if you have surface ships, then they're vulnerable to subs, which means that you need destroyers with anti-sub technology, and that's expensive. You can only get subs with aircraft or with destroyers. And the Kriegsmarine is doomed as a surface fleet because it doesn't have any destroyers. Or I think it starts with maybe one destroyer, which is a joke. You need like 3 or 4 destroyers to take down a sub. So there's just no way it would ever be any good. This is why a fleet of subs is like perfectly safe. Because the sheer volume of destroyers you need. Of course, if they still had their strategic bombers and their dive bombers, they could get my subs. But they lost them. In fact, I think that this group of fighters is probably all that the UK has left. And I will be working on repairing so I can put the hurt on. My god, look at the Channel Islands. Why did that is it's just a weird little piece of land. Okay. Yeah, a couple of heavy tanks and maybe some paratroopers deployed in the UK will put an end to them. The issue is, though, that will piss off America and drag them into the war sooner, which is not wise. Preferably, I don't want to be fighting the US until China is dead. And once China is in the position of surrendering, then it makes sense to start wrapping things up. Then you can just buy a load of garrisons. and finish the job. They've got an alternative capital here. An alternative capital here. So we do actually, at least before we take this capital, we want to completely destroy their army down to the last man to make sure that they don't have the national morale to fight on. Because if their capital gets moved to back here, that's going to be a huge pain. So, we do want to destroy all these units, really break them down. To logistics. Just one last thing I want to explain before I go. Logistics sucks until it doesn't. Basically, logistics determines the minimum number of supply points a correctly HQ'd unit will have. So, these units are connected to this HQ, so they can never have less supply than 2. Now, it's 5 supply is like the break point between being able to do stuff and not being able to do stuff. If your supply is 6+, you can repair, you can heal above 10. And then at 5 you can repair, I think, 210, but no higher. And then as it goes down, it becomes harder and harder to repair units if you can repair them at all. And their combat efficiency drops through the floor. So logistics kind of sucks. Until it doesn't. As in, once it's at level 5, it's great, because it then gives you 5 supply to work with, no matter what. Which is barely enough to always be effective. Below that, it's really like edge cases where it helps. Okay, alright, that's enough just clicking on stuff. That is it for now. Join me next time to see if Yugoslavia surrenders, or whether they fight on. And interestingly, whether I will now claim ownership of the British seas, which will be hilarious. I need to kick off long-range aircraft soon. I needed amphibious warfare level 1 minimum so that I can use transports. Can't use any long-range transports without at least 1 level. I did not realize that was a thing, but it's a thing. Alright, see you guys next time.